Hello, my people. It's Dahlia.
And Nicole.
And this is Quiche My Ass. Thank you guys for coming and listening to another episode. This one's going to be great, even though we say that every episode.
Nicole, they're all great.
No, they're all great. Nicole doesn't
We have favorites, though. Oh. I do.
Nicole's going to be the one with the favorite child. She's going to have like 3 kids.
I already have a favorite child.
Yeah, exactly. Even though it's the demon child.
No, it's the other one I like.
A Leo you like better than anchovy? Yeah. That's fucked up. Anyway. So we have such an important guest today. He's my really good friend. We worked together only for a year, but I will work with you forever if you ever ask.
Thank you.
And he is the definition of hospitality. You know how to hold a conversation. You know how to, not just with customers, but with employees. This is Ryan Mosca.
Hello, everybody.
Mosca or Moscow?
Mosca.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Got it right.
Very happy to be here and ready to talk some hospitality.
Yeah. So, Ryan, where'd you go to school?
Attended Purdue University, and I'm currently getting my MBA right now at Johnson & Wales.
Woo, woo. Where is Purdue University?
Indiana.
Not
very fond of the state. Love the university.
Yeah.
I've heard so many bad things about this state.
I don't know anybody who lives in Indiana.
Yeah, I've got
I do.
Friends.
Thomas has a... No, I don't.
They're not missing it. They're not missing too much. Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah. And how was school? You went for 4 years.
4 years. Minored in Spanish. Loved my major. I did minor in Spanish.
That's why you're good in Spanish.
That is.
How did you decide to major in hospitality? Did you know what you were majoring in when you got there?
I was ready probably when I was like 10 years old to major in hospitality. I fell in love on 2 trips. One to Toronto with my family. We stayed in a hotel that overlooked where the Toronto Blue Jays play. So you walk into like these like exquisite front doors and you just see like the outfield. Like it's like a huge bar.
Wow.
And I was like fascinated by the things they would do.
What is that, the Ritz Carlton? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not sure.
I'm just kidding.
That was my second experience though.
Really?
That made me fall in love with hospitality. And
where was it?
In Boston.
Oh.
And then
what game did you go see?
So that's why I fell in love with it.
I've stayed at the Ritz Carlton in Toronto, which is why I said that, but
I'm sure
I didn't pay for it. It was for work.
I'm sure it was gorgeous.
It was so beautiful.
I'm a big fan of the hotel.
Amazing. Everything about it was amazing.
They're top of the line, top to bottom.
Yeah.
By far and away my favorite.
Even the toilets.
Chain. It's wonderful.
It's crazy.
It's wonderful.
I guess I'm so poor. I've never stayed.
No, I never paid for it. Luckily, the restaurant that Chef Danielle owned was inside of the Ritz Carlton. So when we go, we just stay there.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
But that's the only time I stayed at the Ritz, and it was just incredible. Like to use the bathroom, I'm like, I'm gonna go to my hotel room because it's so nice.
Nice.
Anyways.
And when in doubt, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
So you stayed in Boston.
Stayed in Boston. Was a Red Sox fan for a couple years. And
we're not going to shit on you. You're talking to 2 people that
nobody cares.
No, I'm I wanted to put that out there before I continue the story.
On this episode.
But no, I was so excited to go to Fenway Park, and we took a tour of the stadium. It was pouring rain.
Oh, wow.
And they told us the game was getting canceled that night at like 1 o'clock. So I was like crying in the streets, like throwing a fit. My mom was so upset.
I was going to say, were you really crying? But you were.
Yeah, I was like tantrum. Like my dad and brother were like losing it laughing. My mom felt horrible. And we get back to the hotel after like 2 hours of just walking around, going to different places. And there was like a huge basket on the bed. And a handwritten note from the hotel saying, Phil and Ryan, like, so sorry you missed the game. Like, hopefully these things can help make up for it.
Wow.
And they had like a rescheduled date for the game. They said, please come stay with us.
Oh my God.
They had like little Red Sox teddy bears. They had little cups,
waters.
waters.
That's so thoughtful.
It was above and beyond. And apparently that cheered me up right away. I do like gifts. So for me, I was head over. I was like, all right, this is
that your
good.
Love language, gifts?
It's one of them. It's one of them.
I've never gotten a gift from Ryan. Just kidding.
Yeah.
You got a gift from...
Oh my God, we gotta blink that.
Oh, sorry. I will blink that out.
Okay, go on.
Blink that out, sorry. I thought there was no bad. I'm just kidding. But no, I do like gifts, and I love the feeling of being not cater to, but like having somebody go out of their way to make an experience for you.
I wonder at the Ritz-Carlton and places like that, do they have somebody managing and thinking of all the details, or do they train their employees to individually think of the details?
It's a mix of both.
Yeah. Because I know at EMP there is somebody that is just there to take care of like different things. To
think, oh, kids, they need teddy bears. Oh, you need this. And or is it just innate in their culture, in the Ritz-Carlton culture, to go above and beyond? Because you can't have one person overseeing everybody. I would think you have to have, that's how you train your employees. Yeah. You do whatever it takes.
And that's how I think they have routed themselves as one of the most impressive, if not the most impressive, hotel chain. I did find out that each employee, like you could be a housekeeper, a manager, I believe is allowed up to like $2,000 to fix any specific situation with the guest. So if it's like $100 credit to a restaurant or
$2,000,
I believe $2,000. I believe.
Oh, I'm complaining every time I walk in.
But they empower their employees to make the decisions.
To make those, that's so amazing. Yeah. When I was there, they knew that I had a late night the night before, and so they knew what time my flight was. So in the morning they came and they knocked on the door maybe an hour before, and they were like, hello, Miss Thomas, would you like to place room service? You want us to get you a breakfast ready, call a car? Is there anything you need from us? We know you're leaving today and we saw you came back so late. And I'm like, wow, like what if I came back and I didn't plug my cell phone in? These people already knew that.
That's creepy.
Isn't that crazy? Meanwhile, I guess they didn't see Helen and I had stayed up super late and ordered like $300 worth of room service in the middle of the night. But I guess they assumed we needed the wake-up call, which is just so thoughtful.
And again, I think that's why they're as good as it comes at their craft. And I think it's why it's, I don't want to say life-changing, but, it's little things like that they do that are talked about and my family and I still talk about it 10 years after the fact, 11 years. And something that I don't want to say took 10 minutes to put together, but something that wasn't months of preparation, weeks of preparation, kind of kept us whole and kept us excited. And honestly, it was a feeling that I'll never forget, and definitely why I'm still in the industry and falling in love with it.
And if they treat their employees that way, I would hope if they treat their guests that way, I hope they treat their employees with the same amount of.
And I think that's definitely shown in the allowance of $2,000, just because I think they want their employees to have that empowerment to feel the ability to make that decision. And I think as an employee, I would feel as a housekeeper especially, or somebody that's maybe not always recognized, or a lot of the work goes unnoticed, it'd be nice to know that my manager or the company itself has the faith in me to make the decision that can ultimately keep the guests coming back.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I told you Ryan's all about hospitality.
It's amazing. I'm like, we need to all get jobs at the Ritz-Carlton. But so far, like, I also left my makeup bag open at the Ritz, and they recognized I didn't have toothpaste and they left me a little note that said, notice you don't have toothpaste here in your bag, and they left me a little thing of toothpaste. It was like I didn't even have to ask. They just noticed. Some people might think that's weird. They're looking through my stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, I left it on the counter for them, and they see I didn't have it. It's just so thoughtful. And to train those people to be so thoughtful, I wonder what that culture, like working there, and that culture is like.
It's got to be something that is remarkable.
So when you went to school, did you think about going to work straight at the Ritz-Carlton? What were you thinking of doing? So I knew I wanted to be involved with people. I knew I wanted to help people. I wanted to be involved in an industry where it was all about people. And, my all-time goal was to be to open a Ritz-Carlton, or be the GM of a Ritz-Carlton.
Wow.
And I've always wanted to do that. I was at a Giants game in 5th grade, and I told my mom's boss, like, that's what I was doing when I was going to be older.
Aww. What'd you tell exactly?
I was going to be the GM of the Ritz-Carlton. Said it in class. I have it from teachers, went back to my mom and said, most kids said they want to go to space, or they want to be in the NFL.
Firefighter.
And I want to open up a Ritz-Carlton. So, I've been kind of honed in since the beginning. And I haven't really even questioned.
Have you ever worked for Ritz-Carlton? Is this his paid sponsorship?
I have not.
Okay, checking.
I'd be honored to. I'm ready whenever. Actually, before COVID, I had an offer from Marriott to work in Times Square, it started off as just literally going to meet somebody's wife that I guess I had a connection with. and it turned into like this full-blown job interview. Dahlia was helping me, kind of keep it low-key, and I was thinking of things to tell because I didn't want to tell my boss, like, hey, just like an FYI, I'm going to interview for this or interview for that.
Even though I don't think they would. I think
he would have been happy for me.
We had really good bosses that wanted us to actually grow as people, which was great. Shout out to them.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
I think that's why it was tough for me to be like, hey, like, you took a chance on me. I love working for you. It's been 2 great years. But, like, I'm going to interview with, like, the GM of Marriott just to see if this is a fit for me.
Right.
So it was kind of tough to keep it low-key for a month.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Was it a fit for you?
Yes and no. I do think it was.
Sorry, everyone, if you heard a car beeping in the back.
I do think it was a fit for me, but it's a long story. But essentially, everything was good, and I actually signed on with them. I told them I'm going to accept the job. I was super excited. They had explained like a 30-minute phone call, a bunch of different things. I was taking all my notes, jotting down, and I was like, you know what? This is for me. This is a switch. This could be my one chance into this opportunity. So I was ready I was like, whatever it is, I'm giving up my weekends. I know that's tough. Give up my weekends, but I'm really going to try to hit a home run.
When you go into hotels, you're there
That's
all
it.
the time.
That's it. You're off Monday, Tuesday. Which I was like, you know what? To do this and make this jump in my life, this might be my best opportunity or my best chance. So I was ready to do that. And then I go in. He's like, come in Wednesday, sign the papers, and it'll be official. So I go in, I'm getting ready to sign the papers. I sign like 2 or 3 pages, and like something doesn't feel right. I have like this gut hesitation. And I'm looking through everything, and I'm like, what's wrong? Like, everything looks good. So naturally, being the person I am, which I think Dahlia will attest to this right away, I'm like, I need to call my mom. I need to call my mom.
No, you would think he's on the phone with his friends 24/7. It's his mom.
We talk all the time. But she's like my go-to. Like, I bounce ideas off of her.
But can I just say, I don't know if the guests know, and I am assuming that you guys know, but I don't know for sure, that the Ritz Carlton is like the high-end version of a Marriott. It's technically the same company.
Yeah.
But there's different levels.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
So there's the...
Oh, so you were like...
He was going for it. Yeah.
I was going
just so the guests know, there's like a low end... The guests.
You guys aren't guests. Well, you are.
The listeners. There's... What is the lower version? Like the Courtyard Marriott.
And
then there's the Marriott Marquis. And then above that is the Ritz Carlton.
The JW Marriott.
The JW Marriott.
Fairmont.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
They're all... It's the same company, just with different brands for different price points.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you called your mother.
I did call my mother. And actually, quick tidbit, funny you say that. Getting my MBA right now, I actually did a full report on Marriott. So 28 brands, 5,300 locations, 700 countries.
Oh, that's a fun
That's
did
amazing.
a full paper on them. But yeah,
So you need more than GM. You need like F&B, and then like you need all of it.
it would have been, they had laid it out that it was like every 2 years you have to move on. You have to, and they wanted to train you. They wanted to grow you from within. So 1.5 years as, front desk manager, and then they want 1.5 years as F&B manager, and 1.5 years as housekeeping manager, and they want to see you
The whole thing.
go up and over.
And then you're regional manager, and then
then-
you're
yeah.
nation manager. Yeah.
And that would be, the goal, the driving goal. But yeah, I had to call my mom, and I was like, something is wrong here. I don't know what it is. And she's like, okay, review everything again. And I'm looking through it, and I noticed the pay. So originally, they had told me 48.5 hours.
40 and a half?
48.5 would be
Okay.
my minimum week. And
Minimum.
Minimum hours worked a week. Totally fine. You're going to be hourly for now so you can get overtime. Beautiful. So it's a little bit of a pay cut, but I'm going to work 8.5 hours, at least a week of overtime. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm going to see a lot of, I'm like, this is, all right, I'm going to work hard, work weekends, but it's going to be great experience, great learning, and I'm going to end up actually making a little more money. I'm rereading it, and it said your standard work week is 48.5 hours. Overtime follows.
Overtime what?
You
So
have to
overtime
do
was 40. The
48
49th
hours.
hour was the start of overtime.
Oh.
And I was like, holy smokes. I'm like, this
Holy
is
smokes.
ridiculous. And
So-
Because they probably cut you. Like,
Of
after the
course.
48 hours.
So
They're probably
you wouldn't
like,
make
"Get out."
overtime until after the 48 and a half.
Yeah, the 49th hour would be the start of overtime.
That's crazy.
So I'm all for busting my butt and getting the job done, but to take that big of a pay cut and to have to work that much before even seeing overtime, I was just like, this is ridiculous. And I
Because
said,
Flick does give overtime.
But did you say that to
Not-
them?
I
Not
did.
hourly.
Yeah, but we can do like party pay and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I said it to them. I said, and he was like, we explained it to you on the phone. I said, I was like, I don't know what happened. That would have stuck out to me. If you had told me it was 40 and a half hours,
And you
that
don't
would have
make
stuck out to me.
overtime until after 48.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
That's if I worked a 55-hour work week.
No, hotels
Right.
could do that in some way. I don't know what their hotels are
There's
different
something
than,
to it.
But it's
than-
I think because a lot of hotels are union. So maybe that's a
Mary,
union law.
I believe they had union work. I think they were both. Can it be both? I think they were both.
So what's
Oh, it
crazy,
can
I
be
think
both.
they had
It can be
union and
both.
like housekeeping was
It's-
union.
Because
No, it-
management doesn't have to be union, but
Yeah,
everybody
that's
else
what
has
it
to
is.
be union.
Management doesn't
That's
have
what-
to be
that's what it
union.
was, yeah.
Hourly has to be union.
That's what
Or-
it was then. Yeah.
Which is also
That's what it was.
insane.
Which I've experienced
Ridiculous.
that too, but
Doesn't go well.
it's no, when you have a separation of like it's not fair that you see these people are making more money than you and you're managing them
Yeah.
because they're able to get overtime and you're not.
Yeah. And that to me was like because I was like, I'm gonna change my entire lifestyle for this.
Which he was at Flick for 2.5 years at that point.
2.5 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So you from college went to Flick 2.5 years.
And
Got used to that lifestyle.
and loved what I did.
What did you do?
So I guess restaurant manager was my technical term, but we had a whole barista bar and we had a huge restaurant. I guess you could say I don't know. It's like food court. Like I don't know.
I would say like a food court. It was like a food court.
It's like an
but then,
upscale food court.
But then, like, if we had events, Ryan would be there. Like,
Yeah.
it was just, I think he just did everything front of the house. He was, like, just front of the house manager.
Yeah, I tried to take care of everything. And, we had pantries, we stocked, barista bar. And I ended up being in charge of hiring.
Okay.
Did not know that. Was not properly trained on hiring.
At what age did you have to start hiring people?
23. Like, never done hiring.
Did you have
in
to
my-
fire anybody at that age?
Yeah, he fired.
I want to know how your first experience is
Oh,
firing
wow.
someone.
I know it. I know it. It's bad. It's
How
really bad.
I personally have never had to fire anybody, but
I know it's not easy.
have seen people where they're like, "Oh, I have to fire someone today," and it's like, I want to hear your experience. I think that the listeners should hear the experience of
So
this.
I would like to say, like, when I first started is when literally the first day I knew this kid was getting fired. I know.
Was it then?
There are quite a few people at my job who should be fired.
No, but it was when I started working at Flick is when I literally, the way this guy was acting, I was like, wait, how come he hasn't been fired yet? Because I was there already. And I was like, he's like, I'm waiting for him to get fired. And there's way more rules with corporations to
Yeah.
fire people. And we know.
It's
Well,
risk.
On top of it, we had a vice president who, amazing person, was very big on keeping staff. Like he was more of, let's figure this could be a problem of the situation, and shifting this person to a new unit or a new account
Yeah, he was
might
big
be a
on
better
like
fit.
longevity in the company.
So I get it. I'm all for it. He's big on second chances, as long as reasonable second chance, and he wants to keep employees.
Yeah.
Very nice. Like goes out of his way to make sure he can keep people happy and in good situations. So it makes it a little tougher when you're like, this guy, well, let's try this for him, or let's try doing that. But yeah, he was an interesting character, very aggressive, very loud. Came up with a lot of different jobs and things that he did.
Where can I ask you really quick? Where's your accent from?
I'm from New York.
This is New York, like Long Island.
No. New
Westchester.
York.
New York, New York,
Like,
Westchester.
right up
Okay.
New York. Like,
I'm just like,
Does it not sound?
no, it's like
She's
like
from
you're out from
Maryland.
Long Island or something.
Really?
Like you're,
Uh-oh.
or like
Like,
Brooklyn, you know.
I mean,
I just didn't. Sorry, keep going.
my accent was a big thing in Indiana. Like I'd say like
It's
water.
definitely not Jersey. It's like
No, yeah,
it's something else. That's
He
why I was
knows he's
wondering.
not Jersey.
a mix of maybe New York, Boston, something like that.
Yeah, like more Boston almost.
All right.
He watches a lot of sports.
I do watch
Yeah,
a lot of
let's
sports.
Boston.
Boston.
Can you say Boston naturally?
Boston.
Okay, never mind. I thought you were
But like
gonna say
for me,
Boston.
like water.
Water.
It's like, I don't know if that's...
Yeah. Okay.
People in Indiana went nuts when I said that.
Yeah.
It was like I was
but
some revelation.
Everyone in your school was from where exactly? Because, like, you know how, like, I know, like, West Virginia, everyone was from New York or New Jersey.
Yeah. Indiana, well, Purdue was very Indiana-y.
Oh, really?
IU was more of an out-of-state school. So my fraternity house, like, some of my closest friends, almost all my closest friends were from Indiana. But my house was probably like 60-40 in-state, out-of-state. So it was a bigger mix than I thought, and it definitely grew. But the most surprising part was hospitality. The hospitality school's base was like 25% Asian because there were so many transfer students and kids that came in for
Did you realize that in
semesters.
Johnson & Wales as well?
I haven't been to campus.
Oh, yeah, because you do remote.
Yeah.
Because Johnson & Wales has a huge
I've
international
been to the campus.
program. Like, everyone I felt in, like, doing their master's was from a different country.
Yeah.
So, it was really cool.
You get a lot of different experience. You get a lot of different opinions. It was nice to see, honestly. And I had a teacher. I'll do a quick sidebar. I had a teacher that him and I did not get off to a good start. Brutal start. And eventually, him and I became friendly. Like, we ended up knowing the same person. So senior year, I'm his TA, and I'm sitting in class, and he's like, I pride myself on. I can't think of what he said. Something along like the lines of, I pride myself on my openness. And I'm judge-free, and I love all different types of people, and I'm the rep for this and that. So he's like, and I love to get the opinions from the international students. He goes, I know we have a large majority of Asian students up there. I know you're very quiet today. I'd love to hear from you on different matters. So he picks the first guy on the left-hand side. He goes, my friend, like, where in Asia are you from? Like, born, raised there? And the kid looks at him and goes,
oh, God.
Grew up in San Francisco.
I saw it coming. I was like, oh, no.
That's so bad.
It was embarrassing. Like it wasn't even laugh worthy at the time. It was just like cringe worthy. I was
He
just
must
like
have
sitting.
felt really bad.
He was.
He's probably never spoke of that again.
No, done. That was the end of his spiel about international students and getting them to talk. Never once did he look back up there to pick on somebody. It was horrible.
That's so
That's so terrible. But did the guy tell, like, his ethnicity?
He's from San Francisco. You're American. If you say
Yeah,
you're
but-
from
Yeah.
a certain part of America, you're from America.
But there are some people who have lived their lives in New York, and they're like, I am Korean, and that is it. Like, they wouldn't even though they've never
sure.
lived in Korea,
I
they
don't
still
know.
have this, like... So
Affinity.
did he share that, or was he just like, no,
No.
bro? Like, he could have been adopted. Who knows?
No, I was
Nothing-
him. I would have just said San Francisco.
That's
and
all it
suck
was.
It.
I don't know if there was a post-class conversation. All I know is I'm from San Francisco, and it was like drop the mic, like everything
That's
was dead.
so
Like you could hear a
funny.
needle drop in the class for like 30 seconds.
So crazy.
It's embarrassing.
So you learned from hospitality not to do that.
Yeah, again, never to assume, and don't just like say something random that you have no idea the background of it. But I did learn a lot from him. He was a really good teacher. I will give him that. He used to answer questions like off the top of his head, which was really impressive. No textbook. He used to sit like on a stool in the front of the class.
What
and say,
class was this?
It was. That's a very good question.
I'm sorry. It's just like if there was no textbook, then that means it was like.
No, he had a textbook, and he'd be like, read chapter 7. But for class, come to class with one question you have, whether it's a situation from the textbook, whether it's a term, whether it's an experience you faced in the workplace that revolves around some topic or terminology from the chapter, come with the question. And we collect the cards, and it'd be like, I need a better example of how a union operates. And he would be like, okay, well, I worked a union from this to this, and we used to do this. And he gave a lot of like actual real life experience on how he could relate the textbook to what we could see in our future jobs. And I got a lot out of that. Instead of just like read this 150 pages and like try to understand what all of this means without any sort of real life equivalence.
Okay, so he was a good teacher.
He was a good teacher. But yeah, he had his issues, I guess. Him and I had our issues for a little while. But no, I learned a lot from him, good and bad, of course. But no, I learned a lot, and I was happy to be his TA. He ended up writing me an awesome recommendation letter. So I was lucky that I ended up getting close with the person that we started on a very rocky road. But all was good. I can't think of where I was before that, though. What was I talking about before that? Oh, the guy we fired.
Oh, yeah. The one
Oh,
we
yeah,
fired.
yeah.
Okay.
So what was your first firing experience like?
So I will say I did have my boss with me. He did kind of spearhead
You
the whole
have
thing.
to. It has to be 2 managers firing
It
with
technically
the
has to be
company,
2 people.
That's, I think, standard practice
Yeah.
amongst everybody.
just in case.
Just in case something happens and formal
I
documentation.
would love to know like the history behind that. I would
formal documentation just to make sure. Like, it can't be one-on-one, he said versus she said.
Yeah.
And they require signatures from both people, just so there's a neutral party, I guess, just somebody to support the manager, just to make sure that everything is fair on both sides, I guess you could say. No one's doing anything ridiculous.
Right.
So I had my boss in there, of course, and I'm shaking. Like, I'm freaking out.
It's his first time.
Yeah, and I'm, a month and a half, 2 months? When
Yeah.
were you? May you joined?
Yeah.
So I was like, this is horrible. I mean, I know this guy had to go, and it was time. Like my boss was like, this guy's killing us.
He
he's
was
like,
really
this
bad.
guy is horrible. Complaints all the time.
Comes in late, leaves early, like.
Just a mess.
And he didn't have a role. Like, that was the worst part. It's like, you guys told him to take care of the pantries, which is literally like fill sugars.
It doesn't take a brain
Genius.
surgeon
Yeah.
to get the pantries looking nice.
Or
And-
the CO2. I remember that was always the problem.
Yeah, we had CO2 tanks we had to change, and Big Man had his muscles, but he couldn't twist the top. And I was like, all right, dude, like, just move out
Oh
of the
my
way.
God,
I'll use the wrench
seriously?
like a normal person. Yeah, horrible. The guy was
No,
head
he
over
was-
heels.
Big
just-
man had his
So-
muscles.
Yeah, I mean, he thought he really thought he was the cream of the crop.
He also went to like the orientation to become a manager. Do you remember? Was it him that did that?
It had to be,
He
because he wanted the manager
He
name.
wanted to be a manager.
Yeah.
And when Hugh told me, I was like, no. So finally, you guys had to let him go. I don't know what the reason was.
He had X amount of strikes, X amount of latenesses, plus X amount of
call outs probably.
call-outs, X amount of bad complaints, X amount of issues. And it's not, I don't know if it's a written rule, but obviously, like, we operate with the client. So if a client comes to us and says, we have talked about it as a board, we need to let this person go, we do follow that. So I don't know if talks were had, but I know that they also were not loving, this individual.
Yeah.
So I'm freaking out, shaking. My boss is, very stone cold face,
It's probably
Always.
like his 100th fire.
at least.
Yeah.
He was just like, we have to rip it off like a Band-Aid was kind of how
Just
he was
do it.
looking at it. He was like, the longer we wait, the worse it's going to be. The more we push this off, the more you're going to wait to, get rid of it for
I'm
something that's
outside the
gonna
door,
happen.
by the way, and I'm like waiting for.
For the fireworks to happen, right? And it was like the 4th of July.
It was.
Um,
It was.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It was. So-
no, listen.
the second and third fires that I had sat through and been a part of, there was a whole intro, like a whole, do you know why you're here today? Kind of like this whole situation to brace them. And, people that even were horrible from being late, but were like good people, like he wanted to work with. And this person sits down and he was like, okay, I'm just letting you know right now, like off the bat, like we are letting you go today. And like that was like, boom, like the bomb has gone off. And the guy stands up. He was like, can I ask why? Can I ask why? Can I ask why? And he's like, well, we've got all your
Wait,
latenesses.
did you have to do that or did he have to
This
do
is my
that?
boss. I'm just
Okay.
sitting there right now. I'm waiting to chime in. My boss goes, here's all of your latenesses, document. Here's all of your absences, excused and unexcused, document. Here's the point breakdown for why, like, you've hit 7 total points, half for a lateness, 1 for an absence. And here are 2 emails from the client and guests saying that, you did something or didn't follow up on something.
That
maybe
you
not-
should have been doing.
Yeah. So maybe not an insane complaint like get rid of this guy, but hey, did this gentleman stock these? Or we asked him to stock it at 10. It's 2 o'clock. Nothing's been done. Like, what is he doing? And he's sitting in the seating area looking at his phone or something. So my boss was ready for everything. And the guy's like, this is fucking bullshit. Drops the N-word 7 or 8 times on my boss.
Oh my God.
Calls him racist. Says he's going to get him. He's going to sue him. He's going to tell everybody not to work for this company. This is bullshit. He's going to the higher ups. He's going to have this lawsuit drawn up, throwing a fit for like 3 minutes screaming.
Mind you, this is Ryan's first fire.
Yeah. So I'm like, is this how they all go? I'm like
Yeah.
sitting there like pale white face. And my boss is just like sitting there like waiting for him to finish his rant. And I'm like, do I even chime in? Like at this point,
You're like shaking.
the damage is done. And the guy's like, fuck you, like you piece of shit. Like I wish the worst things like for you and your family. Like I'm fucking out of here. And he slams the door open, like pissed off, like runs out. We had another door. So like when you open the door to the office, the dishwasher was ahead of you, and to the right was another door to our famed pantry. Right, we had a wonderful pantry that we kept super organized, super labeled, clean.
It was the worst pantry in the world.
It was horrible.
It was like cardboard boxes everywhere.
Oh
I
my
cleaned
God.
it up finally, but
You cleaned it up like 100 times. Like every day she was back there.
I'm the same way at work. I'm like, oh, why so many open spices?
It gets to a point though where I was just like, I'm done. I'm like, if you want to
Yeah.
handle this, please. I said I can't keep doing it. This is not that I was the neatest person, but I
But
put
like
things
no one
on
else
shelves.
is doing it.
Yeah, no, everyone was just grabbing. So he swings this door open, and he like swings the next door open, and there's an iced coffee sitting on a
like a shelf.
on a Metro shelf, just sitting there at eye level. And he's just like, fuck. And he takes his hand and swats the iced coffee like all over the wall.
It's everywhere.
Oh my
And
gosh.
boxes are covered.
Everywhere.
My boss is in tears, like losing it, laughing. Like he's like,
He was laughing?
He's like, I've never seen this before. He was like,
Yeah, because
I
Did you even say anything?
Nah, I'm still. Mouth is like, I couldn't even.
There were no words.
I couldn't say anything if I tried. Like
Our
I was
boss
like,
has been doing what he's been doing for like 25 years.
yeah.
Oh, so
Like,
he's
he knows how to fire people.
You do it enough where I guess it gets not easier, but it affects you a little less. Yeah. You're able to kind of rip the
and
Band-Aid off.
it's validated. Like you realize that it's for the greater good.
That's what he always used to say.
It's probably hard if it's someone who's actually a good person, just bad at their job.
No,
There's
Yeah.
a difference.
obviously you could tell this kid was not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was
Not a good person or
folded.
good at their job.
Correct, and always causing problems, always issues,
Yeah.
and yeah, he stormed out, and that was like the last we had heard of this guy. I think he told us he was gonna be like the next big rapper. So I've been looking out for him. Haven't heard anything
Are you
yet.
on SoundCloud or something over there?
No, I mean I grew. He is on Spotify.
Is he good?
Not my type of music.
Not your favorite like rapper you've ever listened to?
No, I've got just a couple just ahead of him. I mean, he's there. Like, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
but just I have a couple other people I'd prefer to listen
Yeah.
to. But he is on there, so I do wish him the best of luck. I would like to see him succeed.
Let's see, this is what I'm saying. Like,
Which is
nice
like
guy.
there are so many people in the restaurants like where you would just say
Fuck that person.
fuck that
never
guy,
wanna see
and
them
just like
again.
never even
Yeah.
look back. But you, as chefs, they would say that. But
He knows.
as a front of house, you're just like, may peace be with you.
Just please be good. Like, take care of yourself. Like,
Send me pictures of the babies.
although I
Yeah.
usually tell people like if you need anything, reach out. And this guy, I was just like, lose the number, buddy. Like,
Yeah, just delete it.
Yeah, just move on with your life, and I hope
Yeah.
the good stuff happens.
But I do want to go back to when you were firing, but when me and him had to do the let goes of people during COVID, I had to leave the room because thank God I didn't have to do it. But you actually had to like sit there and like call people and be like, you guys aren't coming back.
Wow.
That was so sad.
In fairness, it wasn't as pessimistic. Like, we were like, we're hoping it's only a couple. Like, we weren't like, you're screwed. We were like,
Yeah.
we're hoping it's just a couple weeks. We'll be informed with information as it trickles down. And as the weeks went on, it was pretty clear they weren't coming back.
But it was like phone
But at
call
what
after phone
you had to
call.
make those calls, and
Yeah.
you too by your
No,
staff.
I left.
It was
the
li-
chef was making it.
It was like a telemarketing office. Just
Yeah.
like we all had phones out, calling people right down the list.
Once
Call
it
those
got
people,
to like
let them go,
certain
see what they want to
people,
do.
Like once it got to like a certain person, I right away I was like, no way, I can't be here. Because some people like this is their lives. Like they've been here doing it. Some people this is the only thing that gets them through living. So it was just really hard for like me to be in the room. Like I don't want to say names, but when it was her name, actually, I had to leave the room.
Yeah.
I had to. I was like, I can't be here. I can't listen to this because it was sad. It was really sad. And like Ryan was just like, like you were genuine when you like called people. But,
Right.
like, I feel like some people would call and be like, yeah, it's so, like, you know, COVID, you know? Like, you gotta go.
I mean, when we got let go of COVID, like, our boss cried when they pulled us all into the dining room together.
Yeah, but you guys got let go. We called every 2 weeks, like, to keep contact with these people because we're like, we just don't know. Because it's such a big company.
It was like a mass, like,
Yours
okay.
was a mass layoff. Ours was not like that. Managers weren't furloughed yet. They were kept on for like a few extra months. All managers in the company. Well, except some.
Yeah, some were let go quickly. Quicker than others.
Yeah.
So crazy.
It was a weird time.
It'll never be like I will never experience. Hopefully, never experience anything like it. It was scary.
It was like only 5 of us working, and it was me, Ryan, and like my bosses.
And we got to a point where we had like designated days off every week because there's just nothing to do. And you wanted to always look like you were doing something because you wanted to be appreciative of the fact that they were keeping us around.
That you still had work to do.
But we were running out of food to work with. Like it was really tough. It was really weird.
It was.
So what are you doing now?
So now I run.
You're back with the company.
I am back with the company.
They laid you off and then rehired you?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was waiting to go back to my job, and absolutely loved the people for the most part the people we worked with, and that was very like my first real home as a official manager where it was like my space and I need to
his employees.
I'm responsible for these people and these sales. So that was the safe option for me, and in the back of my mind, like I had known that they wanted me back. Like I knew I was eventually gonna go back.
Right.
But as the time went on,
you just didn't know like how or when or
and there was too much uncertainty.
Yeah.
And I held out, and I again like really, really, really wanted to go back. But then another mentor in the company for me called me and was like, there was this opportunity you have to take a look at. I think it'd be a very good fit for you. So I'm like, okay, sure. Like, it's my brother's wedding weekend. I'm like, it was Monday or Tuesday. I'll make some calls and then we'll address it after the wedding and we'll figure it out. I'll go and meet whoever. So I get a call then from a district manager and they're like, all right, like, can you do a quick interview? I just want you to meet somebody for the company. So I'm like, sure. So Tuesday I sit down, do this fast interview.
Are you allowed to tell us what kind of company it is?
Yeah, MasterCard.
Oh, MasterCard.
Oh, nice.
So I meet this one person for the company, and her and I would have been working together, and we met for 30 minutes, just talk, just kind of shot the shit, got to know each other, would we be a good fit?
Because MasterCard does partnerships with restaurants and things for their reward systems, right?
Yeah, but
yes.
He doesn't.
I don't deal as much with that.
He just feeds MasterCard people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm like a private, MasterCard only. I throw a ton of like happy hours events. I would just do a big happy hour on Wednesday. They have a tech hub in the city now, so it's like 5th and 20th.
Okay.
The 20th and 5th. Brand new building. It's gorgeous.
You walk to work.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, 12-minute walk.
Wow.
Yeah, 12-minute walk.
So much.
12-minute walk, and I pass like the same buildings and like the same people.
Isn't it weird seeing the same people
every
day?
It is. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it's weird. That's what happens when you live in the city. You see the same people on the same subway, like.
That's
it's the same.
It's
you
creepy.
see the same girl, you're like, oh, cute outfit today, because you see her every single
Or,
day.
I'm pretty sure you wore that yesterday.
Yeah. Like, what time did you get home last night? To a complete stranger.
Yeah, and you form these small friendships with people.
Of course,
You're
Ryan
just
does. He's like, hello.
I avoid them at all costs.
Well, I was walking home yesterday, and there's this homeless man that's like outside of the building, and all these boxes, like all this stuff. And I'm walking home yesterday, and I look, and everything's gone. And I'm like, and this other guy
I've seen that happen
was walking
too.
the other direction. Like, we both looked back at the same time because he lived there, so he always saw this guy. And we both like turned our head at the same time and like locked eyes. And we talked for like 5 minutes. Like, we were like, this guy's always here.
Aww.
We're like, maybe he moved corners. And he was back, or I guess Thursday. He was back Friday. So I don't know where he went. I don't know how he moves all the stuff he moves. But he's got like...
he has 24 hours in a day.
He's got a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talked for like 5-10 minutes, and it was a nice little... Met some random person that maybe I'll see again, But no, I love where I'm working right now. And
so you're at MasterCard now?
At MasterCard now.
Your position is what?
I guess food service director.
Okay.
Like I guess I am like the Keegan equivalent.
Okay.
And my old boss's equivalent.
He's not listening.
Yeah, sure, fair enough. So I am like my old boss's equivalent, I guess, but like it's a much smaller property, and it's like it's.
What do they have? Like barista.
They have a full barista bar. They have pantries. We do a bunch of grab and go.
In a kitchen.
And snacks. So we actually only have we don't have any full kitchen.
I was wondering.
Which is mind-boggling.
That's crazy.
It's insanity. I've never worked in a space without a kitchen, and like relying on these people to show up at 11:15 or 11:30 with your food is like race against time.
Oh, so it's like out. Who's supplying the food?
Another Flick account.
Wow.
Long Island, yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's scary because I'm like, if they
so
don't
it's still
show up-
considered Flick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You just are in charge of the MasterCard account, basically.
Yes. That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like
And-
I worked for a law firm, but Flick worked with that law firm
Right.
to feed the employees.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're like contracted to work in
It's
the building.
Compass.
essentially.
Right.
If
Yeah.
anyone out there has heard of Compass, did you get the job with them coming to your school and saying, "Hi, we're Flick"?
I did not.
Oh, really? We did.
I did not.
Like Flick was obsessed with Johnson & Wales.
Yeah, they still are. They
Oh, yeah?
They love Johnson.
They love
Wales.
Johnson & Wales.
But I mean, good talent coming out of Johnson & Wales, so obviously they're going to stick to it.
Yeah.
And I knew somebody from the company. Actually, I knew our VP. Did I tell you the story where my mom met this person in a restaurant because she
No.
needed surgery and she overheard Purdue University?
No.
Okay, so my mom's in a restaurant in New York City. I'm a freshman in college, I think. Freshman in college. My mom meets this person because in a crowded restaurant in Manhattan, she overhears Purdue University. So she goes up to my mom's table and goes, "I'm so sorry to bother you, but I overheard you say Purdue University. Like, I went to Purdue. I love the school." And so this is the person that fixed my relationship with that teacher. This is that person right in
Oh,
between her.
wow.
And ends up talking to my mom. They sit down, end up sitting down for a drink. And my mom, being, her job and the person she is, noticed she was limping over. She goes, "I saw you limping. Is there a problem with your knee? Is there a tendon?" So she goes, "Yes, I actually have a knee issue where I'm rehabbing, but I don't love who I'm rehabbing with."
Oh,
my mom
of
goes,
course.
You have to come to hospital with special surgery. Like, we'll take care. Like, we'll do the whole 9 yards. We'll fix you up. So she went to HSS. My mom got her situated. She was like,
The best of the best.
Of course. She was like, "You need to meet my son, because I know you're in hospitality, love Purdue." And she goes, "Yes, I might have an internship for him too, somebody I want him to meet." So it was our VP. And he goes, "Yeah, just go work at Pepsi and you'll be there for the summer." I said, "Okay." So
I didn't know you did your internship with Flick.
I did an internship. Yeah, it was after my freshman year.
Internship. Oh, so
Yeah.
it wasn't even part of the school. You just did one for.
I just did it, yeah, because I had like my own little connection, and
You're crazy. Like most kids, like do like lifeguarding or like go work in a restaurant for like the summer, and you're like, "I'm gonna go work for Pepsi."
I wanted to be in hospitality. I was like, I need to be in something.
So, but Pepsi, they feed what, 2,000 a day? Pepsi's crazy, right?
Pepsi's insanity.
I have an uncle who works at Pepsi.
Oh yeah, in New York though, or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Atlanta?
Maryland.
Interesting. Atlanta's like one of their big hubs, I guess I found out.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. But no, I ended up taking the internship, and it was a great summer. I met.
Okay. sorry. Go on.
I met somebody who was actually one of my mentors, and she was very like, not half-heartedly, but like, "Listen, if for some reason it lines up in the future, let's connect again." So finishing my junior year, I reconnected with the VP and my mentor. They were like, "We want you as part of Flick. You can start with PepsiCo. Like, this is like, we want you here."
Mm-hmm.
And I signed on with them, just like I wanted to come home. I wanted to do my thing. And I signed on, and I really don't see myself leaving anytime soon. So
it's been now, not including COVID, but how long has it been?
Well, June 2018. June 18th of 2018 was my first day.
And now you're still with. So where do you see yourself with Flick for the next how many years?
For the time being, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't plan on leaving New York. And
well, you just moved into Manhattan.
I did just move into Manhattan, which I'm very, very excited about. But I absolutely
Congrats,
adore
by the
New York.
way.
Thank you.
Where
Thank you.
in Manhattan?
East Village, like 11th and
Nice.
4th. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't it nice?
You live
Loving
alone?
life. 2 roommates.
Oh, I was gonna say, how do you live alone? Please tell me where you live. I
Yeah.
need to know how much you pay. No, I'm just kidding.
I actually live in a hall closet by myself.
Yeah.
Is that how small you
There's
feel
a
like
slop
it is?
sink. No, it's actually it's not a big, huge apartment, but it's like a decent size,
No.
and it's like 2 of my best friends, so we just kind of hang out and we have a good time together, the 3 of us. But a lot of my best friends are in the city now, so it makes our life nice knowing that we're like a 5-minute walk or 5-minute bike
Yeah,
ride
of course
away.
you can do anything you'd ever want.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I don't know where I see myself in 10 years. I'd like to think still with the company, still doing something I love, of course, and work in hospitality.
Our company I don't work for them anymore, but they really suck you in to wanting to be there forever. It's actually nice.
Well, the company I'm working for now, a lot of the managers worked for Flick.
Really?
So I'm not going to share any names with you because I signed NDA and I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Yep.
But there's a lot of Flick hires, a lot of Compass leaders in management. So I think when people got laid off, mass layoff or whatever, they just So it's interesting.
Yeah, no, Flick, they do. Everybody I've met, I think one of my favorite draws with the company are the people. The staff. I have a great staff. I'm very lucky right now.
Oh, you do?
I do have an awesome,
That's good.
awesome
Good for
staff. Reliable, always there, get the job done.
So I have a question. What is the meaning, for listeners who don't really know anything about our industry, because people think we're chefs, right? That's it. We're chefs.
Yeah.
They don't understand there's a whole industry. And what does hospitality mean to you? Is my question.
It means a lot to me. I think as I touched on earlier, hospitality is about, I don't want to use Flick's go-to line, but it's about making somebody
What is their go-to line?
Create the wow is there.
Create the wow.
I didn't even
Yeah,
know that. I worked for them for so many years. Not 1 year. 1 year was so many.
Well, we had some good times.
I know. It felt
It did feel like a while.
It felt like a really long time.
But no, it's hospitality is about making someone feel special and going above and beyond, taking that extra step and delivering that exceptional service and being there for the person and giving them a memory that they'll never forget.
Right.
And to me, that's hospitality. Being able to execute that is kind of what I believe it's all about. And that's why I'm in the industry. I like helping people. I've been to Ghana, Africa twice on missionary trips, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, Brian's
And
like that. Good person over here.
That's awesome.
I do. So it's important to me.
I want to talk about your missionary trips. What would maybe we should do this first because we have this. But so since Dolly and I wanted to be hospitable, she knows that you love hot sauce.
I
Absolutely.
have
So we're doing so I got these at the Hot Ones store.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to go in a row. We're going to talk about each hot sauce.
With the exception of one, because I wanted you to guess what the special ingredient is.
In one of the hot
one of
sauces.
them.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
we're going to start with the green one right now. And
And we got chicken fingers because what else do you eat hot sauce with?
We were going to get the wings.
No,
but
these
then,
are chicken fingers, so you cannot go wrong. They're perfect.
So these are the chicken wings. The guy looked at me so weird when I ordered them at the bodega.
Really?
Because we didn't ask for it
Oh,
fried
they're
or
spicy.
anything. The wings are spicy. The fingers are spicy.
A little bit, yeah.
All
So
right.
do the hot sauces have a
I'll tell you.
flavor?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to go with the green one.
A hot index.
They're all hot.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Let's do this thing.
So we're going to go with the first one, and it's the green one.
All right, this is a close one.
So this is
to
our
me.
munch box. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Munch Box. So the green one, it is, well, I'm going to first everyone taste it, and then we could talk about it, and then I'll tell you what it is.
Let's give it a go here.
Should have got us napkins.
Oh, no, not.
It kind of looks like a tomatillo sauce.
Oh, that's good. Tastes pickled, too.
Wow. Were you reading things over here?
Oh, it's not, is it?
Definitely vinegar, pickle,
Okay, so this is Salsa Verde. Pickle. Generosity is the name
Okay.
of the company. And it's World Central Kitchen.
Really?
Mm-hmm. This is their hot sauce. I like the heat of it. I really do. This like gives me it's like a spicy pickle soup, like sauce.
So World Central Kitchen, in case people don't know, it's amazing.
Jose Andres, right?
It's Jose Andres. They go in.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's like so cool. They go anytime there's a natural disaster. World Central Kitchen goes there and
Did
they
he start
feed people.
that when COVID hit though?
No, he's been doing World Central Kitchen before
I
that.
didn't know that. You know, it was right under where me and Ryan worked. Like,
Really?
It was in Hudson Yards. 'Cause
Yeah, I
Little
know that.
Spin was there, but like it was actually in the same building that we
I
were
did
at.
a big event for World Central Kitchen in
Hudson
that
Yards?
Hudson Yards event space, and it was everybody, and it was such an amazing event where you walk in and it's kind of like a fake earthquake happens, and you walk in and everybody, and so
It's
actually
a little messed up.
it was just kind of trying
Imagine
to.
you like went through a hurricane. That's like all PTSD. Like,
But these
Just starts coming
people are
back.
paying thousands of dollars for this event, and it's raising money for places all over the world. And what we were tasked to do is feed. You know, sometimes we do things and it's like with foie gras for events or whatever. But we were tasked to serve something that we would serve in the event of a natural disaster. And so it was a really awesome, amazing event.
That's interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
I like that.
We're
Can I-
gonna-
before we go ahead here, I just want to. This could be a very bad take, right? So, this is just me. Foie gras, like, not doing anything for me. Am I crazy? Like, am I on an island by myself?
You
No.
have to.
My
I
mom
like.
loves it, and for me, it does nothing.
What about a
for me.
foie mousse? How do you feel about that? Or you don't think you've had one before? Because a foie mousse is way
I don't know
better
if
than
I've
just
had
like a
one.
piece of.
I
foie.
have some foie gras in the freezer. I can cook it for you and see if you like it.
I mean, look, if you made it, I'm sure it'd be delicious. You know, I
No.
don't doubt that. But
I-
I've had it already, and it just doesn't.
I think foie is good with fruit.
We
Okay.
have full
Interesting.
intentions on doing an entire podcast with the charcuterie chef, and we will discuss foie gras at that
I'm
time.
very excited to hear about it.
So
Oh,
I'm
you're-
looking.
She's telling you to shut up.
No, but for me, if you want to know my honest opinion, is it's bad for you. It's bad for the animal.
So bad.
Really?
So
Okay.
Why?
why? What's the
You
point?
know. Well, speaking
Yeah.
of bad, let's eat more chicken fingers.
Yeah.
So the second one we're gonna try is the mayo-based looking one, the aioli.
Let's do it.
Very orangey.
Should we guess or?
Emulsion.
You know the brand Truff? This bottle looks like Truff.
The bottle looks like truff. I'm trying to like taste. I feel like I'm tasting only the chicken finger.
I had something at the end there. I had something at the end. Hold on. I can't think of what it was.
I honestly don't have much feeling for this
I
one.
kind of wish it was creamier,
It's like
more
a
mayonnaise.
citrusy finish.
Okay. So, you guys ready? For the heat notness, I can never say this right. It's the store.
Heatonist?
It's the store. That's what it's called.
Okay.
It's number 4 on like a hot scale.
Okay.
I don't know what it's up to.
Well, the chicken fingers are hot, so it's kind of hard to tell.
And this is called Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Thunder Bay, Ontario, Lion Mane Piri Piri. So it's Lion's Mane Piri Piri.
So piri piri is like a traditional sauce
Yeah.
that usually.
Red bell pepper, vinegar, onion, garlic, habaneros. Yeah, this is like it's good. I would put it on like rice and beans.
I feel like I'd want more flavor.
Yeah, this like doesn't carry anything.
Kind of looks like Chick-fil-A sauce.
It does look like
It
Chick-fil-A
looks like an
sauce.
emulsion. It doesn't
does look like
like
Chick-fil-A
a
sauce.
hot sauce that like came like I don't know. It looks like mayo
Yeah.
and like sriracha. Okay, now we're gonna go to the next one, which looks like a sweet chili sauce.
That's
but
what I
it's
was.
not.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Did you taste it?
No, I was
Oh.
saying it looks exactly like one.
Okay. So this looks like literally a sweet, which I love sweet chili sauce.
I do too.
I went to a restaurant the other day and it was like burgers and stuff, but they had a Thai calamari.
Ooh, that one's so good.
Was that?
I love it.
Oh, that one's fun.
Like really bright.
Very vinegary. It's very spicy.
Oh, it's definitely vinegary.
Wow. It's good though.
Yeah, but it's so floral and citrusy. Fragrant.
Do you know what it is? Nicole read them. I saw her reading them.
No, I tried not to read them.
It's a pink peppercorn gin hot sauce.
I did read that one. I'm stupid. Wow.
Oh, that's good.
Serrano and habanero peppers, organic apple cider vinegar, Old Tom gin.
It doesn't taste like pink peppercorn, though.
I don't think it tastes like gin. Is that just me?
I don't think that's just you.
There's cucumber in here.
I can taste the cucumber.
Really? I think that's what gives it a slimy look. That's what I'm getting. And then there's a Vermont horseradish salt.
Weird.
Interesting. I know they made horseradish salt.
Me neither. And then there's pink peppercorn at the end. That's the last one.
I feel like it could use more pink peppercorn, but I like it.
I like it. I really like that one. I would like marinate with this one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then
Or like finish a tartare with it.
Oh.
Like tuna tartare.
I feel like I would have to blend it though. I don't like the look of it if you're trying to make it look pretty.
True.
Look at us.
That's what I like to hear.
Ryan also likes to eat out a lot.
I do go out way too much.
Yeah, he like.
That's okay.
No, like.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just.
I feel like you would be a good dining partner to like go out with because like you notice everything and like you appreciate everything. It's not like I go with the chef and they don't care about the service. You know what I mean?
You know, I like to see every facet of the game.
Favorite restaurant in Manhattan? Go.
That's a tough question.
What's it like a go-to place or like you and your mom are like, all right, let's go.
So, this isn't my favorite, but her and I go to Yefsi's a lot, which is on the Upper East Side.
Never been.
Never heard
It's
of it.
really good.
Where?
It's Mediterranean. 77th and
Okay.
1st.
Never
78th and 1st. We go there a lot. It's a fun spot. Beautiful. And really, really good Mediterranean food. I love what's the Mexican place by you? 76th and 3rd. Calexico.
But they're a chain,
Cal-
though. They're a chain.
I think they are.
Yeah, there's more than one location.
But I love, for some reason, Calexico. Peter Luger's, I know it's Brooklyn, but that's definitely my favorite
been.
place.
I've never been to Peter Luger's. Is it worth it?
Yes, definitely. 100. Like the service, the style of service, like they're
It's rustic, right? It's like,
very rustic.
Yeah, like.
But I'm not a big steak eater. Is it worth it for me to go?
No.
Like, I could care less about steak. Seriously.
I wouldn't recommend it. Like they mess with you essentially. Like if you're like, what do you have besides steak? They'll be like, nothing.
Yeah.
They'll tell you they have steak. It may not be worth it. I mean, the steak itself is just incredible.
I should take Thomas there. Like, he would love it because he loves steak. But for
I
me,
love
I'm
steak.
like, I
do
don't
love
need
steak.
it.
Well, the decor is. I mean, it's a gorgeous inside. It's like an old. You feel like it's like a 1940s steakhouse. Very rustic, beautiful. But yeah, the service is like
Okay, what about Peter Luger's versus Keen's?
Peter Luger's.
Because one time I couldn't decide and I ended up going to Keen's and it was not good.
Keen's has the chandeliers on the ceiling, right?
Yeah,
Or
and like the
thingies.
little pipes in the walls.
Yeah. Keen's I thought was fine.
Where is Keen's? In Manhattan?
It's in Manhattan.
Yeah, okay.
Like West Village or
Yeah, I
it's
think
down.
West Village.
Yeah. I've been some steakhouses.
Is it right across from the Starbucks Reserve?
No, that's the old Homestead.
Okay, I went to
Which
that one.
that place is awesome too. Very rustic,
I liked
very
the
old.
vibe in there.
Yes.
I got a burger with no fries and it was $45.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little steep for a burger.
It's a steep, but like
Crazy.
that's what they do. That's
$45,
Yeah.
no
Steakhouse.
fries? Bitch.
Yeah,
wait,
it's-
with no fries?
No fries. It was
Okay.
just the burger.
That's
Wait,
terrible.
there was no condiments on the burger.
just cheeseburger.
It was like a Wagyu burger.
Oh.
No, not like put a fucking
Well, no, I'm
pickle.
not disagreeing with
what
that.
do
I'm
you
just saying that's why
mean?
they
Right.
jacked it up.
Yeah. All right. So.
But
But I wasn't impressed with Keen's. Like, I
Neither was
thought
I.
that we got the trio of sauces, and I think the only one that was even good was the red wine sauce. Like, the others,
I
the
remember
hollandaise, I was like, I could make this out of a pack. Like, my mom can make one out of a packet like this. And then the demi-glace was so...
Oh, it was definitely like the
Like-
concentrate, and then you just add water to it.
And stir
Yeah,
it up.
or like it comes in a gallon, you know, and
Yeah,
it's
I know
already,
exactly what
they
you
just
mean.
heat it up.
Yeah. I was not too impressed. Two steakhouses that I've actually was really impressed with that I went to were Wolfgang's was awesome.
Cut
I believe so.
by Wolfgang Puck. I did an event there with them.
Oh, no.
Amazing.
Just Wolfgang Steakhouse.
No, the Wolfgang
Okay.
one. What is it on the east side?
It's by Grand Central, like Park Avenue, maybe.
Well,
okay.
Wolfgang Puck has Cut, which is on the lower
Yeah.
side,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
He's got a lot, Wolfgang Puck. But Wolfgang the Steakhouse is really, really good.
What
And
is that? Like
Club
almost
A.
$300 a person, though, right?
It's not that ridiculous.
No, I thought it was expensive.
It's not. It's like traditional New York steakhouse.
Wolfgang
ranking.
is like a genius.
Yeah. Oh no. He's got styles of restaurants for everybody, which is
And he's so nice.
And at the
Really?
airport.
Huh?
There's one at the airport.
Yeah,
Newark
airport.
yeah.
You know, in Singapore, on top of the Marina Bay Sands, he owns every single thing on top of the Marina Bay Sands.
Really?
He owns like the whole pool bar that stretches across
Is
all
it his
three.
bar?
It's his
too?
bar,
Wow,
Spago.
Good for him.
damn.
He's like crazy. It's insane.
Wow.
We have one more sauce to
Yeah,
try,
and
Let's
this
do
is
it.
the one that we
but you
want
need to guess what the flavor of this sauce is. What the special ingredient
Is
is.
it ghost pepper?
No, I hope not.
Oh, he's gonna be able to tell.
Oh, now there's pressure on me.
This is disgusting, Nicole. I'm going back to the green one. I can't tell.
Not ketchup, is it?
No. It's a fruit or vegetable.
It's just
It's a
ketchup.
fruit. Taste it by itself.
Let's see. I feel like I'm letting down everybody watching. They were expecting me to come out with a great answer.
I'm gonna cover it.
She's gonna show you.
No. Here, try it by itself. It's not good, by the way.
No, it's not good. I'm so sorry.
That's why I keep going back for it.
She really wants you to guess.
And I said I'm feeling even more let down here.
I don't
Fruit.
know.
Think fruit.
I don't taste it. Maybe I do. Let me go back at it.
Keep tasting barbecue sauce.
Just throw out a random fruit.
Oh my god, I taste it.
At first I was
Think
gonna
about the worst artificial fruit flavor, and that's what it is.
there's a lot of them.
This one's the worst. I think this is the worst artificial flavor.
Like peaches?
No.
Bombana. Bomb banana.
I don't taste any banana.
You don't taste banana?
Hold on.
I tasted the beginning after the third time trying it.
Hold on.
I'm not.
Interesting. Hold on.
Mine's only in the beginning where I taste it. Like that first touch of the
I
tongue.
taste barbecue sauce.
I
Come on.
actually am gonna eat more of it because I don't hate it.
No, I think it's good.
No, not for me.
It's got a kick to it too.
What is your favorite hot sauce? 'Cause
Tasteworks
obviously
presents. Bomb
These were
banana.
good, I guess. But what is your favorite hot sauce at home that you always have?
I mean,
Do you even have food at home? Like, do you cook at home?
I do cook at home.
Okay, I was
I
just
Can
do.
you cook?
What's up?
Can you cook?
I'm not great at it. Our old chef never liked when I was in the kitchen. I can bake.
Oh my god, he ate. Why is Ryan putting gloves on right now and cooking? And Ryan, wait, so Ryan's friend of the house, but I would like to say, like, if our breakfast cook wasn't there, he was sitting there doing the omelets. Like, he did it all.
That's how you should be.
I like to learn all the
The
positions,
servers
you
too.
know?
I mean, the back of house. If the server quits, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
cooks can serve. Why
Yeah.
can't servers cook?
Yeah, but he was the only friend of the house I've ever seen ever doing that.
But I'm not a very good cook. But I'm like not bad. Like I'm not like
Like, you know how to make yourself meals.
yeah. I can I could go out and go make a meal. I know it's gonna be like half decent. But like if you put me on Chopped or like you put me on it's Chopped where you get the box. It's like nothing's coming out of that unless it's baked goods. I make a real like my mom. Well, it's my mom's recipes, but carrot cake. How good was my carrot cake?
It was
When we
good.
made the muffins. I'm
Yeah.
a big baker. That's my thing.
Aw.
So that I can do really well. Christmas cookies are a big thing for me. My mom, which I've learned from her, cheesecake, carrot cake, oatmeal raisin cookies are my new favorite
You
thing.
made the peanut butter ones with
Wait, so-
I did the thumbprints,
the thumbprint ones.
but they were just slightly burnt. I was not happy with
What
mine.
is your favorite hot sauce though?
Well, it depends. If it's like I'm at home and I need a staple, it's probably Frank's.
Oh, yeah?
I think that's just a
You
good
put that shit on
classic.
everything?
I do put it on everything.
I'm Cholula's.
See, Chulu's doing the next one I said, but that's only for Mexican food.
Oh, really? No,
I
I
don't put on anything else.
But you know what I really like? I like a chili crisp. Like the chili oil with like the chili crisps inside.
Yes.
I could put that on everything if I have a good one at home.
Yeah, I mean, I could put any hot sauce virtually on anything.
I like Valentina, and
I
then
do
I
like
like the
Valentina.
garlic chili paste. Yeah.
The one from Trader Joe's, though, that I'm pretty sure I've said it a million times on this podcast, but their onion, it was like onion and garlic crisp.
But I
From Trader
also
Joe's?
love Slap Ya Mama.
Which was that?
It's
know
one
if
I got
know
in
that
New
one.
Orleans.
Is it good?
You want to try it?
Is it hot?
It's not that hot.
I mean, I'm always down to try hot. Like
Yeah,
hot
I guess
sauce.
let's try Slap Your Mama.
When in doubt, right?
It's such a nice.
Well, I don't have much left.
What do you like about hot sauce?
The heat.
Yeah,
The heat.
because you love Indian food. That's
I do
why
love
I
Indian
know
food.
You love spicy food.
So I will say this is gonna sound ridiculous, but when I eat something that's like ridiculously hot, and I'm going through it for like a couple minutes, there's like a clarity at the end of the tunnel, and I feel amazing after like 10 minutes of suffering from the heat. It's like my mind is cleared. So I really just love hot sauce, and I love the heat aspect of it. And I like flavor in some of them, but I really like them to be as hot as possible.
Where's
Wow.
Where's your go-to Indian spot in Manhattan?
So
I want to try it. Never mind. Just go.
So there's a couple places that I've had it really good. My friend and I got, which I don't think it's still open, unfortunately. His parents have an apartment like 49th and Beekman. So he lives like up by like First Avenue. And there was an Indian place by him that was incredible. And I asked him for like lamb vindaloo as hot as they can make it. And it was like purple. Like it was like, and it was unenjoyable. Like I will flat out say it was an unenjoyable meal. Even though at the time I was like, oh, this is great. It was an unenjoyable meal. It was as hot as I've ever seen in my life. But there's actually a place by where I grew up that is incredible Indian food. And the hottest vindaloo I've had in my entire, like I couldn't eat it at this place. Like they brought out this purple sauce. This whole family like comes out of the kitchen. Like the mom
To
is
watch
there
you eat it?
To watch me eat it. There must have been like 8 people. I'm serious. There must have been 8 people standing out of the revolving kitchen door watching me put purple sauce on my lamb vindaloo. And it ruined the meal. That was the first time that I was like, I'm not eating any more of this. Like it hurt to eat. But that didn't stop me from continuously trying to find the hottest vindaloo I can find.
But that was it
For now.
for now.
Do you
For now,
think
I'm
that
looking
if
for
you
another
went
place.
to India, you would just enjoy every single dish there?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
'cause You really do like Indian food.
I just don't know how Americanized the Indian food we have is my only
okay.
other fear. Like I went to, what's the Indian place? It's really, really good down in West Village. Like Varick Street. Oh, it's like 4.5 or 5 stars.
I don't know, but I have a friend
the
who just
name.
opened an
So
good.
Indian
With a
restaurant
B?
called Sona, and I'm so excited to go.
Really?
I cannot wait.
Whereabouts?
It's in Manhattan. It's like, I think, right above the Lower East Side. I don't know if it's
Oh.
still considered Lower East Side or what,
Okay.
but it's like fine dining kind of Indian food.
That's what this place is, yeah.
But I'm so excited. He's an amazing chef, and I cannot wait.
I am. See, that's one side of the industry that, not being in restaurants, that like I've heard Dahlia talk about. Just like you go to a restaurant, and it's just like you know the chef or you know the GM, or you know the som. You're just like sitting there, like they're pouring drinks, they're pouring wine, like
Me
that's.
and Nicole have been spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then we'll take you to a place where we know somebody.
I'm ready. You time and place, I'm there.
yeah.
But no, I can't think of this. Indian place was incredible. Again, like fine dining. You know, the only thing was I needed my lamb vindaloo, so I did have to ask them to make it because it was on the menu.
What do you think, lamb versus chicken vindaloo?
Lamb
I've
10
never
times out
had
of 10.
chicken.
It does not sit right with me.
I've never had chicken vindaloo.
Chicken tikka masala, butter chicken, things like that are great. I love like tandoori chicken and the grill, but chicken vindaloo just does nothing for me. Like I don't know what it is about it.
I agree. I think that the fat in the lamb like activates like everything. It just makes it so much better.
Yeah, it holds everything together.
Did you ever try the Trader Joe's one like I told you? The Trader Joe's lamb vindaloo?
I've tried the Trader Joe's chicken tikka masala.
No, you have to try their lamb.
It's good?
It's actually good. Like
Really?
Yeah.
Like incredible.
I wouldn't.
Well, not
think-
incredible, but like.
But like it was like what you eat when you're home and you don't feel like ordering out, and it's there. It's good.
I do love Trader Joe's. I'm gonna have to check that.
Yeah,
I have had.
It's so good.
I have done their chicken tikka masala, which was actually pretty good.
Their stuff is spicy. Like, they make it spicy. Like, they make it taste good. They're not
Everything they
scared.
do, I am a huge Trader Joe's fan. My
I
brother
know, we're
and
trying
his
to get
wife.
Sponsored.
Really? That would be insane. You just gotta go keep knocking. Just be like, you have to. I mean, I'll help get you.
I
sponsored
love
by
Trader
Trader
Joe's.
Joe's.
Don't you love
know
Trader
that
Joe's?
The brothers of Trader Joe's were actually kidnapped at the age of 40.
40?
Yeah, and they were like held hostage for like ransom money. And then once they were actually let go, like they never came out of hiding. Like they stayed home all the time because they were like just.
Wait,
so...
isn't it that one brother is Trader Joe's and one is Aldi?
Yeah.
And they were kidnapped.
Yeah, one of them was kidnapped.
One, not both.
I don't remember. They're twins, so like that's the crazier part. I think.
They were Like, is this
No,
after?
they weren't twin. They were older. They were older.
But is this after like Trader Joe's like took off?
I don't know if it was after, because I think Trader Joe's has been in California for a while.
Okay.
So like I don't really know exactly the storyline. Also, fun fact: did you know Julia Child was a spy?
Are you sure? State where, how?
I was listening to something about spies because I'm listening to crime stuff.
Yeah, you do the murder mysteries.
Yeah,
right?
I'm crazy. And they're like, number 5, Julia Child. And I'm like, wait, what? She was a spy? Yeah. Yeah. She actually helped the U.S. government come up with like a shark repellent because sharks kept biting the missiles and blowing off like all these ships. So she's like, oh, I'll create a recipe. Isn't that interesting?
Wow, that's
So,
fascinating.
Yeah, she was too tall to get into the Navy, so she started working like in the offices, and they were like, nah, you're too smart for this shit.
Holy smokes.
And then she became a chef like in her second career.
Yeah, like so not second.
spy
I think
to
she was like 42 when she became a chef. Like, and she wasn't even a chef like until like later on, where she was like having a TV show and everything. But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. Isn't that crazy? Also, so many celebrities used to be like were spies at one point or another.
That like doesn't surprise me.
Really?
But it surprises me. How can you be like a secret spy and now all of a sudden
Everyone knows.
everyone knows who you are personally and your face is everywhere and your everything is everywhere.
I guess you just don't think they're spies because
Yeah.
like you would never assume it.
Right.
It's like they're so public. Like you watch like some of these videos. Like obviously, like I'm a huge Drake fan, but like there was a video of him on Instagram the other day. So it's like I can't believe Drake's just walking down the street, but there's like 20 people with him, like 7 bodyguards, like his child, like reps, like no one's like getting close. So like you would never expect he's like a spy. Everyone wants to come up to him and see him. I guess some of these people like it's a good undercover.
The reason why they become celebrities, become these, is because they're always around high profile people.
That too,
so
yeah.
like, you know, they're actually going, which I think is crazy. What's the basketball player that Kim Jong-un was obsessed with?
Dennis Rodman.
Just crazy, like, you know.
He was the rep for the United States of America.
That's just nuts.
Yeah, because Kim Jong-un liked it. We used to go party with him, and like United States cannot get a conversation with the country.
Yeah, and this
Rodman's out there
player is,
partying
like,
with the guy.
So nuts. So no, I just thought it was funny that this crazy famous chef from our childhood and all the books.
Yeah,
everywhere.
I googled it. It said her spy career began in World War II.
Which is, yeah.
So
insane.
interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Well, on that note, I'm not a spy. I don't think any of
Because I
you
think
are.
if you were a spy, you can't announce.
Yeah.
you are a spy.
No, you're right.
I should be a spy.
No, you would be a terrible spy.
All right.
I'd be a bad spy.
I always wanted to be a spy kid because of that movie where they would put like a Pop-Tart looking thing into the microwave and then a whole
Dinner
giant
came out,
McDonald's like meal came out. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
I think that was like the most food iconic like part of a movie that everyone remembers as their childhood.
Oh yeah.
Was that Spy Kids scene. And everyone still wants to.
Everybody wants that. But 20 years later, we're jumping up crates, you know,
Right.
like where humanity has come.
I don't understand that trend, but
I don't think you can.
Anyway.
I don't think you can.
Thank you, Ryan, so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. This was lovely.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy our hot sauce collection.
I have to try this last one over here.
Oh yeah,
please.
we'll let you try it. I think the reason I like it is because it's so salty and like acidic that when you add it to anything, it just like makes everything better. Not
what I
because
like to
it
hear.
personally has like an amazing flavor.
No, but I will say the Salsa Verde at Trader Joe's is also salty and acidic, and I never had to add salt to anything when I add that.
Not an endorsement, just.
Not an endorsement for Trader Joe's.
No,
just,
not. Just love Trader Joe's.
Can you pick a favorite? Can we pick a favorite really quick? And then we're going to have to end it.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked all of them. I'm going to be honest, the banana one was really hot. It had a nice kick to it, so I liked that one a lot. And I agree. I think the first one was my favorite.
The green one.
The green one. The pickle one.
The pickle one.
I guess we could all say that we all like our acid.
My favorite is the pink peppercorn gin one. And I like the yellow with the purple butterflies.
Yeah, the purple butterflies.
That's a funny packaging.
So, one last thing. I know you're chewing, but I'm going to ask you the question. What is one thing, if anyone wants to get into hospitality at a young age, what should they do and what should they look forward to doing?
I think first things first is, which I was very big on, is kind of learning every position. So, at a young age, I was bussing tables, I was washing dishes, I was waitering, I was bar backing at 14. So I think you get...
Just do it all.
You just do it all. And I think you get... it's tough to manage somebody that you've never worked that job for. So, it's not like a busser is this job that you need a 4-year degree and an MBA to run, but to have any understanding of where they're coming from on a Friday night at 12 in the morning when there's 30 servers, 60 tables,
or why they're
and 4
behind or
bussers.
whatever.
Yeah. And I've heard countless stories of waiters complaining to managers, my table's not ready, my table. It's like, you clean it. Like, there's 4 of them and 40 of you, then you clean the table. So I think you get an appreciation for that job and understanding what those people have to go through. And if you don't really manage them and you don't do that job, it's kind of tough to even manage. So I think get as much experience, work as many jobs, different positions, and you just have to love people. And I think the best thing to look forward to, again, is the people. I tell people I get paid to talk to people and have people have a good day and just be that little extra piece of sunshine if I can, just if it's a bad day, like doing something that goes above and beyond or something to cheer them up.
This is also him saying not just for customers, but for employees, because you do it for employees.
Yeah.
He goes above and beyond for every single person around him.
I think take care of employees is very important because they'll take care of you. You can't really, my cashiers have more knowledge on the customer base than I do because they see them every day. They talk to them. They know what they're getting, what they're paying. So for me, it's treating those employees with respect, and not that there's a scale you should or shouldn't, but treating them with respect because for my own needs, I need them working at their best because that's my customer-facing side, and I want them to respect the employee, but I also want them to give it their all, and I want to do everything I can to put a smile on their face and kind of practice servant leadership with them where I can actually serve them so that they can succeed, which ultimately allows me to succeed. So I think, if you like helping people and doing a bunch of things, I think hospitality is the perfect world for you, and you will get annoyed with people at times. I do every day, but it's that one good comment or the one nice email that says thank you for going above and beyond that for me changes everything and makes everything worth it. So you've got that to look forward to if you're going to join hospitality.
Wow.
Great. All right. Thank you, Ryan.
You're more than welcome. Thank you for having me.
And I think just one more thing. I think being in the hospitality industry, it allows you to be present in your daily life. Whereas others, you just look at a computer screen or you do this or you realize, the week's gone by so fast. But in the hospitality, it allows you to connect and be present with others. And it's something that not everyone gets.
100%.
Especially back of the house.
Yeah.
It's tough. But, for me, I always tell people, my job is never the same every day. I see different people, you hear it all. You see all these different arrays of reactions, emotions, interactions in general, different emails, like people with different expectations. Like someone's like, I've got a $10,000 budget for appetizers for 10 people. And someone's like, I've got a $1,000 budget. Like I want champagne at the door when my 200 guests arrive. So it's funny to be like, all right, like you guys are on different scales here. Like $1,000 wouldn't even cover the labor for this. Whereas for the appetizers, we can serve you lobster, crab, and whatever you want, because of that money. We can do anything you want. You have such a big budget. So it's funny to see the differences in people and how different people react to the industry.
Yeah.
But I love it. Not changing anytime soon, and encourage everybody to join. I think it's a good time right now. There's a lot of jobs, and I think
a lot of opportunity.
I think there's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah. Woo. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you
Nice
for
to
having
meet
me.
you.
It was a pleasure meeting you too, and always wonderful working with you, Dahlia. And,
Always.
And thank you for having me. This was wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. And don't forget to check us out on Instagram at QuicheMyAssPod or check us out on YouTube and subscribe. See you next week.